السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، فضل زمانا على زمان كما فضل مكانا على مكان وإنسانا على إنسان. الحمد لله نحمد ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. صدق الله العظيم. صلى الله عليه وسلم 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 صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy, lesson number 13b. In this lesson we have two parts. One is 13a and 13b. In the previous lesson, 13a, we've learned the غير منصرف isms. In Arabic, there are some isms, they are called غير منصرف. The rules we've learned, the rules of غير منصرف is غير منصرف isms do not accept tanween or kasra. We know in halatul jar, the normal isms have a kasra, but غير منصرف ism, they will not have kasra in halatul jar because غير منصرف isms do not accept kasra. So in halatul jar, instead of kasra, these isms will have a fatha. The question was, how would we know these isms they are غير منصرف, or what are the غير منصرف isms? So therefore we had 7 or 8 categories. If we know that any ism comes from these categories, we will know these isms are غير منصرف. I'll mention some of these categories. Number 1 we've learned is that most prophet names are غير منصرف, and we've learned the female names are all غير منصرف. Then we've learned another category, male names ending with ta marbuta. Another category we've learned that any ism has alif and noon at the end. They are also غير منصرف ism. Another category we've learned, names of countries and cities are غير منصرف. Another category we've learned that non-Arabic names, non-Arab names, which is called ujma. Okay, so these are all غير منصرف. Now in the previous lesson we've learned the categories. Now today we will learn the actual reason, the conditions. So we don't need to know the categories. We'll just apply the rules and we'll see if the conditions are matching. Those isms will be غير منصرف. Okay? So I hope inshallah today will be an interesting lesson. Maybe many of us, we don't know the reason or the conditions the isms becomes غير منصرف isms. Inshallah, after going through today's lesson, we will know the conditions that makes an ism غير منصرف. So let's go to the notes. So lesson number 13, we started with غير منصرف, known as partially flexible. In grammar we say diptotes in English grammar. So these are the main rules for غير منصرف we've learned. There are some isms which does not accept tanween or kasra in halatul jar. So they are called غير منصرف. We have learned the categories. Now today we will actually look into those rules and conditions that make the ism غير منصرف. Alright, make it bigger. The rules of identifying غير المنصرف. غير منصرف. We have studied at the beginning of this lesson that there are certain nouns who remain the same in their halatul nasb and halatul jar, because they don't accept kasra. So halatul nasb is fatha, so will be in halatul jar. And the last letter cannot carry a tanween, means they don't accept tanween. They are called ghayrul munsarif, or another name, mamnu'un min as-sarf. Mamnu' min as-sarf, or mamnu'un min as-sarf. We can pronounce this in three ways: mamnu' min as-sarf, or mamnu'un min as-sarf, or mamnu' pause and then min as-sarf. The rules of identifying such nouns are as follows. Number one, it is the name, al-alam. So this, any ism that is alam, now we will see the conditions. Name of a person, nation, city, country, etc. Fulfilling one of the following conditions. So it is called a sabab, the reason or the cause. So some ism, they will have two reasons, and some isms, they will have only one reason. So those isms will have two reasons. The number one has to be alam, then one of the following conditions. Number two, any ism that is adjective, then we will see those conditions. For these conditions is only for al-ismul alam. If it's a proper name, then we need one of the following conditions. Okay. For example, the word Zaid. Zaid is Ismul Alam. If one of the following condition we find in the word Zaid, then the word Zaid will be غير منصرف. If not, it will be munsarif. But first condition has to be alam. Okay, Ismul Alam. This is the first condition. Then we look for a name, both masculine and feminine. Masculine or feminine, having a ta'ut ta'nif. So any name that has ta'anis, that is for feminine, those isms will be غير منصرف. For example, Aishatu, it is a Ismul Alam and it has ta'ut ta'nis. Fatimatu, Ruqayyatu, Zainabu. So the first three isms we can physically see that ta'anis, which is called Lafzi. Lafzi, you're able to see it. But in Zainab, although we don't see ta'anis, but this ism is for oneness. So there is ta'anis hidden. We call it ta'anis ma'anawi. So any ism, it is used for feminine or female, it has ta'anis hidden. So these isms also will be غير منصرف. Su'adu, it is a feminine female name, it has ta'anis the background. Talhatu is a name, it has ta'anis, even though it is used for mudhakkar. Ubaidatu, Ikrimatu, Qatadatu, Ubadatu. So any, it is Ismul Alam and it has ta'ut ta'anis. So this is one condition. Number two, a name having an alif and noon at its end. Uthman, it is Ismul Alam and we see alif and noon at the end. Number three, a name having al-alif al-maqsura, al-ismul alam having alif al-maqsura at the end. For example, Salwa, غير منصرف. Lubna, Dhikra, Uzma, Kubra, Isa, Musa. Yes, Isa, the name Isa and the name Musa are غير منصرف because we can see it has alif maksura. What is alif maksura? Fatha and then ya after it. Fatha and ya after it, it is alif maksura. Number four, a name coming on the scale of fu'alu. So it is Ismul Alam. And if comes on this scale, fu'alu, it will be غير منصرف. For example, Umaru, on the scale of fu'alu. Zufaru, Quthamu, these are the names of people. Zuhalu, a name of a planet, Saturn, on the scale of fu'alu. Quzahu, rainbow, غير منصرف. Hubalu, غير منصرف. And what is Hubal? A famous god of Arab mythology. Because all these are Ismul Alam, coming on the scale of Fu'alu, غير منصرف. Number five, a name made by two nouns without any relation. Sometimes we have two nouns, put them together and they form one noun. Those two isms have no relationship at all. Example, Ma'adi Karibu. So there's two isms, one is Ma'ad, one is Yakrib. Ma'ad and Yakrib. Later on it became famous. Ma'adi Karibu, a famous Arab wrestler. Ba'ala Bakku, made by two isms. One is Ba'al, another one is Bakku. A city of Lebanon. Hadramaut, Hadramautu. One is Hadr, the other one is Maut. Two isms. See, these two isms has no relation at all between them. Hadr is one thing and Maut is one thing. Put them together, Hadramautu. New York, made of two nouns, New and York. They have no relationship at all. A city of USA. Okay, so these are the condition for al-ismul alam. So in the ismul alam Zayd, do we find any of these conditions? Does it have ta'tanis? No. Does it have alif and noon zaidatan at the end? No. Zaydun. Does it have alif maksur at the end? No. Does it coming on the scale of fu'alu? No. So Zaydun is munsarif. We have one more. A name of non-Arabic language. Let me put that in brackets so we know. It is called Ujma. Ujma. It is Ismul Alam, a name, but non-Arabic. Ujma, like Ibrahim, Ismailu, Ishaqu, Yaqubu, Yusufu, Davidu. But you know, other than these prophets' names, we actually don't pronounce the last letter. David, George. These are Ujma. Inglizu, British. Almanu, German. Misru, Egypt. Non-Arabic name. Londonu, Barisu, Lahore, and Delhi. All these are Ujma. Yeah. So any ism to be Gair Munsarif, number one, it has to be Ismul Alam. If it's Ismul Alam, then we look for one of these conditions. If it's matching, then it will be Gair Munsarif. Number two, an adjective, Sifat, Ism, fulfilling one of the following conditions. Number one, it is on the scale of fa'lanu, whose feminine adjective is on the scale of fa'la. For example, atshanu, coming on the scale of fa'lanu, atshanu. The muannas will be atsha, on the scale of fa'la. Thirsty. Next, Rayyanu, Fa'alanu, means fresh or full of juice. Jaw'anu, hungry. It is an adjective. Shab'anu, full, satisfied. Opposite of hungry. Sakranu, the muannas is sakra, drunk, intoxicated. And if the feminine is at some other scale, even though it comes on fa'alanu scale, but the feminine is on the another scale, it will be munsarif. So these two conditions has to match. If it's sifat. Number one condition. Number two, It is on the scale of أفعل, but there is no round ta at the end of its feminine noun. Maybe at the beginning maybe a little bit of confusing, but if you understand and go through this again, inshallah it will be clear. It is a sifat ism coming on the scale of af'alu, but if we look the feminine, it has to have no round ta. Let me give an example. Example, Ahmadu on the scale of af'alu. We don't see this. It doesn't have a feminine anyway. Next, aswadu on the scale of af'alu. Aswadu. If we look at the feminine, it is sawda'u. Ahmaru, red, which is an adjective ism, sifat ism. If you look at the feminine, it hamra'u. It doesn't have tamarbuta. On the contrary, armalun on the scale of af'alu, armalun, widowed man, is munsarif. Why? Because its feminine is armalatun. See, the feminine has round ta. So we have to look both. If the feminine has round ta, even an ism comes on this scale af'alu, it will not be ghair munsarif. So these two conditions to match. On the scale of af'alu, and look at the muannas, it doesn't have round ta. Normally, if the colors comes on this scale. Okay. Next, the adjective mentioning colors, both masculine and feminine, are غير منصرف. أسود, أحمر, أزرق, أخضر, أصفر, أسمر. And the feminine is سوداء, حمراء, زرقاء, خضراء, بيضاء, صفراء, and سمراء. The plural of these colors comes on the scale of فعل for both masculine and feminine, are غير منصرف. Sorry, منصرف. The واحد is غير منصرف, both مذكر and مؤنث, but the plural will be منصرف. سود, plural for أسود. حمر, plural of أحمر. So these plural isms are used for both مذكر and مؤنث. For example, we can say الأقلام سود. The pens are black. And if it's واحد, القلم أسود. Because قلم is مذكر, we use أسود مذكر. السيارة سوداء. Because السيارة is مؤنث, we use سوداء. But if it's plural, القلم, الكتب, plural, so we use these plurals on the scale of فعل. Next condition for adjective. The adjective is a number on the scale of مفعل أو فعال. مفعل أو فعال, number. And if it is on the any other scale, it will be munsarif. Remember, واحد اثنان ثلاثة أربعة. Those are munsarif because it's not one of these two scales. If a number comes on these two scales, then it will be غير munsarif. The famous example we give, مثنى on the scale of مفعل, وثلاث on the scale of فعال, and ورباع on the scale of فعال, means twice or thrice or 4 times. What will be 5 times? خماث on the scale of فعال, خماث. What about 6 times? سداس. So these will be غير منصرف. Let's go back again. Number 1 has to be اسم العلم. If it is اسم العلم, then we look for those conditions. Number 2, it has to be صفت. If it's صفت, then we look for these conditions. So اسم العلم, it is 2 conditions. Sifat also needs 2 conditions. Ismul Alam is a condition itself, and then we'll look for the following conditions. Sifat is a condition itself, then we'll look for these conditions. The remaining, it needs only 1 condition. Number 3, it is on the scale of fa'alilu or fa'alilu. Fa'alilu or fa'alilu. But there is no round ta at the end. For example, masajidu on the scale of fa'alilu. Hadaiqu on the scale of fa'alilu. Anamilu. See, we don't have round ta at the end. And mafatihu on the scale of fa'alilu. And masabihu on the scale of fa'alilu. No round at the end. But if any ism that comes on these 2 scales and it has a round ta, it will not be غير munsarif. It will be munsarif. If there is a round ta at the end, it will be munsarif. For example, dakatiratun, doctors. Asatizatun, teachers. Talamidatun, students. So it is coming on the talamidun, fa'alilun, but it has a round at the end. Okay, so this type of ism, it needs only 1 condition. It has to be on this scale. So any ism coming on these 2 scales, they are غير munsarif. They don't have ta at the end, round ta. Number 4, that is al-alif al-maqsura. Any ism having alif maksura due to femininity or plurality. For example, hubla, alif maksura, and it is used for feminine, female. Ghadba, it is plural of ghadbanu. Ghadbanu, angry. Ghadbanu. It is the adjective ism coming on the scale of fa'alanu. So ghadbanu is غير munsarif, the wahid, and even jama, ghadba, is غير munsarif. Marda, sick. Jama of maridun. So wahid marid is munsarif because we don't find any of 2 conditions matching. If you look, it is not ismul alam. Maridun, it's not a proper name. So you don't look for other conditions. Number 2, look, is a sifat. Maridun. Yes, it is sifat, but we don't find any other conditions from the sifat conditions. No? So maridun will be munsarif, but the jama marda, it has alif maksur at the end. Hadaya, this alif maksur as well. Hadaya, alif at the end. Jama of hadiyatun, hadaya, gifts, etc. But if this alif maksura, ya or alif, is original and not due to femininity or plurality, the word will be munsarif. For example, hudan. So this is original. The ya we see is original. Fatan is original. It's not for a feminine or plurality, is it? Fatan, a young boy. Asan, stick. Yes. Let's move on. Number 5. There is a al-alif al-mamduda. Al-alif al-mamduda, due to femininity or plurality. Like sahra'u. Remember in the muannas lesson we've learned some of the words are muannas. One of them is sahra. Sahra is femininity muannas, and it is having alif mamdud at the end. Sahra'u. Hamra'u, this is used for muannas, and alif mamdud at the end. Aghniya'u, plural, rich people, alif mamdud at the end. Kibriya'u, plural, alif maksura, alif mamdud at the end. Hulafa'u, straight people, alif maksura at the end. If this hamza, alif maksura, if alif maksura is the original letter and it's not due to femininity or plurality, the word will be munsarif. For example, ata'un, ima'un, aba'un. Ata'un, can say gifts. Ima'un, posture, ishara. And aba'un is the jama of abun. So in these 3 isms we can see the alif maksura is not for femininity. And it is for plurality, isn't it? Because aba'un is plural. Aba'un. Yes, and if you remember when we learned the Jama Mukassar, we had some scales. If the ism comes one of those scales, then it will be a ghair munsarif. But aba'un, we don't have, it doesn't fall any of those scales. So that's why aba'un will not be ghair munsarif, even though it is a pluralism. Okay. So these are the 5 things you have to remember to know ism is ghair munsarif. Number 1, it has to be ismul alam. It means another condition from those conditions under ismul alam. Number 2, it has to be a sifat ism. One condition. It needs another condition from those following conditions of sifat. Number 3 comes on the scale of these 2 scales. It doesn't need any other conditions. Number 4, there's alif maksura at the end. It doesn't need any other conditions. Number 5 is alif al-mamduda. It doesn't need any other condition. Alright. Now, in the Quran, sometimes we do see some words. It falls in under one of these conditions of غير منصرف, but still it's used as munsarif. So let's look some of those words, then we'll give you the answer why they are used as غير منصرف. كذبت عاد. I've highlighted the word we're going to talk about. كذبت عاد فكيف كان عذابي ونذر. So the word عاد, number 1, it is a اسم العلم, a name given to a nation, عاد, so it is a proper noun. Number 2, it is muannas. Number 2, it is muannas. How do you know it is muannas? I mean, if we look at the verb كذبت, it is a muannas verb, كذبت. So كذبت is a fail and عاد is the file. So now we know عاد is muannas. So 2 conditions are found here. One is اسم العلم, the other one is تأنيث معنوي. Even though we don't have lafzi, but it has ta'tanis ma'nawi. It is hidden. So why this word, even though it is غير منصرف, but in the Quran it used as munsarif, عاد. Next, فمكث غير بعيد فقال أحط بما لم تحب به وجئتك من سبأ بنبأ يقين. In Surah Namal, verse 22, the story of Sulaiman as-salam is talking to Hudhud, the bird. The bird is saying, وَجِئْتُكَ مِنْ سَبَإٍ, I brought yaqeen, certain news, بِنَبَإٍ, from Saba. Saba is the name of a country, or name of a territory, Saba. So it is a Ismul Alam, country, and we learned most countries are feminine, muannas. So again there's Tatanis there. And we know غير منصرف ism do not accept tanween. But look in this ism, it is accepting tanween. Saba'in. So why is this ism, although it is غير منصرف, but in the Quran it is used as munsarif. Next. وَنَادَى فِرْعَوْنُ فِي قَوْمِهِ, and Fir'aun called to his people. قَالَ, he said, يَا قَوْمِ, O people, أَلَيْسَ لِي مُلْكُ مِصْرَ. مُلْكُ مِصْرَ, مُلْكُ مُضَاف, مِصْر مُضَاف إِلَيْهِ. مُضَاف إِلَيْهِ, it should have a kasra, but we see it has a fatha. Why? The word Misr is غير منصرف. Okay, that's fine. Next. اهبطوا مصرا. Now look here, this word is same as Misr, Egypt. اهبطوا. Allah is saying, settle down in Egypt. فإن لكم ما سألتم. Indeed, you will have what you ask for. Misran, Surah Baqarah, verse 61. In Surah Zukhruf, this verse 51, it is used as munsarif, that's fine. But in Surah Baqarah, verse number 61, it is used as munsarif. Why? We'll answer all these questions. Next. إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ سَلَاسِلَ وَأَغْلَالًا وَسَعِيرًا. Indeed, we have prepared for the disbelievers chain, salasil, on the scale of fa'alil. So it's غير منصرف, and it does not accept tanween, that's fine. وَأَغْلَالًا, and collars, وَسَعِيرًا, and blazing fire. So you can see أغلالا منصرف is having tanween, سعيرا منصرف is having tanween, but سلاسل doesn't have tanween. Why? We know it is منصرف, sorry, غير منصرف. But if we look at the next ayah, alright, I think I didn't copy the next ayah. Next ayah we see there is alif. Okay, there is alif like this, alif at the end. Right? So let's look at the next one, we'll understand. قال إنه صرح ممرد من قوارير من حرف الجر. Those of us we know. Next ism goes to halatul jar, but it is not going to halatul jar, it's having fatha. Why? Because it's garments on the scale of fa'alilu, like mafatihu, qawariru. He said it is a palace made of crystal clear glass, qawarira. And if we say وَيُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِآنِيَةٍ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ كَانَتْ قَوَارِيرًا. Over here we see it is having alif at the end. This is used as munsarif. Next, عَيْنًا فِيهَا تُسَمَّى سَلْسَبِيلًا. A fountain in it, it is called salsabil. So it is a small alam, given name to a fountain in Jannah. So it is غير منصرف. Salsabilan is غير منصرف, but it is used as munsarif here. So why are these isms, although they are غير munsarif isms, but in the Quran some of them we can see it is used as munsarif. Another ism, كذبت ثمود. That's used غير munsarif in the Quran anyway. كذبت ثمود. Thamud is the name of a nation. It is the غير مؤنث. You can say it is Ujma, non-Arabic name. So why are these isms used as غير منصرف isms? Well, let's look at those notes first. Exception rules to this rule. Exception to the rules. All the above rules we've seen, غير منصرف isms. We'll learn some exceptions, right? Okay. In the following circumstances, the rules of غير منصرف are not followed. They are made munsarif in these cases. Number one, if alif lam is added to an غير المنصرف, it becomes munsarif. For example, رب المشارق والمغارب. Here, مشارق مغارب on the school of فعالل, they are غير منصرف. But if we add alif lam, it becomes منصرف. Right? So any غير منصرف اسم, when it is nakira, then you use it as غير منصرف. But if it is معرفة معرف باللام, it will be used as منصرف. أي غير المنصرف, which is made a مضاف, becomes منصرف. For example, في مساجد الهند, the word مساجد is غير منصرف, but in this sentence we having it is becoming مضاف. The mosques of India. So the mosque over here is mudaf. So any غير المنصرف isms is mudaf, then they will accept kasra. They'll become munsarif now. Here the word masajid is غير المنصرف, but it is made munsarif because it is mudaf to al-Hind. If a non-Arabic name has only 3 letters, this is very interesting. If non-Arabic name has only 3 letters, it is used as munsarif. For example, Nuhun, 3 letters. It is a non-Arabic name, Ujma, 3 letters. They will be used as. For Ibrahim, it has more than 3, so they are غير منصرف. Lutun, 3 letters, منصرف. Ra'dun, 3 letters, منصرف. If it is feminine, if non-Arabic name is feminine and it is 3 letters, يجوز, it is allowed to use as غير المنصرف or منصرف. For example, Hindun and Misrun. Now we have one answer for the word Misr. Yeah, Mulk Misr. It is allowed to use غير منصرف or منصرف. So in this ayah it is using as منصرف because we have 3 letter non-Arabic, which is Ujma, 3 letter, and it is muannas. It is muannas. Over here, Misran, because it's allowed, so using as munsarif. The word Hindun. Hindun is a muannas name, Hind. And because it is 3 letter, it is allowed. So we can say sometimes Hindu, Hindun, Hinda, Hindan. In Halatul Jar, Hinda or Hindin. So we've got one answer. Next. An Arabic غير منصرف name, if it's used as a common noun, not as a proper, it is a common noun, it will be munsarif. For example, في البيت طلحة آخر. So Talha is name, which is Ismul Alam, and is having Taw Tanis, so it is again munsarif. But over here we are using as common. Another Talha is in the house. في البيت طلحة آخر. Because it is used as common noun. It's not using as a proper noun now. Right? So yeah, the same. So these are the exceptions to the غير منصرف rules. So from the words in the Quran, we just found one answer. This one, Misr, if is a غير منصرف ism, it is muannas, and if it's 3 letters, then yajuzu, it is allowed to use as munsarif or غير munsarif. What about the rest of the nouns? The answer for the rest of the nouns, we can say, again, it is used as munsarif and as غير munsarif. It is used. So عاد, yes, is used both munsarif and غير munsarif. The Quran uses it as munsarif all the way, عادun, all the time عادun. So this word salasila, when we see the alif, again we can say it is both are correct. So there are some words you can use as munsarif or غير munsarif. قوارير, used as munsarif over here, غير munsarif over here. سلسبيلا, again munsarif, غير munsarif. Now we heard the sab'a qira'ah, 7 ways of reading the Quran. Is this? That's it. One of them is this. Some words are غير munsarif. They also can be used as munsarif. So one qari reads كذبت عاد, another qari reads كذبت عاد. Both are correct. Over اهبطوا مصر, one qari will read just with one fatha, because allowed. اهبطوا مصر فإن لكم ما سألتم. Another, when I say qari here, I don't mean those who read with qira. Qari here means those who are famous in this field. Another one will read اهبطوا مصر ومصرا, the tanwin, اهبطوا مصرا فإن لكم ما سألتم. So this is one of the rules of sab'a qira'ah, that those isms are used both munsarif and غير munsarif. Another rule of sab'a qira'ah means there is one word you can pronounce in 2 ways. You can pronounce in 2 ways. For example, adraka, one way to pronounce. Another way to pronounce adraka. وما القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة. So one qari will read adraka, the normal way. Another one read وما أدراك ما القارعة. Both are correct. So these are the few you can call it rules or the conditions of sab'a qira'ah. Right. So what is غير munsarif? How do we find غير munsarif? There are some isms, they require 2 conditions. It has to match 2 conditions. Some isms only 1 condition. For 2 conditions, it is ismul alam and it is sifat. Ismul alam and sifat. For these 2, you need another condition. So the conditions for ismul alam I've listed under ismul alam over here. Okay. And for condition for sifat, adjective, are over here. And 3, 4, and 5, they just need one condition. Number 3 has to be on the scale of فعالل. Now, these 3, 4, 5 has been explained in different ways in different books. Number 3 on the scale of فعالل and فعالل, it is called جمع منتهى الجموع. جمع منتهى الجموع. I thought maybe we may not remember that, so let's put this scale فعالل and فعالل. But if you do remember جمع منتهى الجموع, you can apply that as well. Number 4 again is alif al-maqsura, and number 5 alif al-mamduda. So again, if this if you didn't understand, again just go through this the lesson again, inshallah you'll understand. And if you say, okay, it's easy for me to remember those categories, yes, remember those categories. If you, this is knowledge. This is knowledge. So go through this, inshallah you will understand much better next time. So inshallah this is the end of today's lesson. We will see in the next lesson. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.